Welcome to Clip, where we comprehend, learn, integrate, and practice. In the last lesson, we focused on output statements. In lesson 2, we're going to focus on user input and variables. First thing, we'll go to File, create a new source file. Okay, I'm going to name this program as test input. And I'm going to add some variables. Now, when it comes to your SBA, we're only focusing on 4 data types. Now, a variable in Dev Pascal is going to consist of 2 aspects. The variable name, where you want the data to be stored, and the data type that you're going to utilize. So in this case, I'm going to type in num, and I'm going to type in integer, semicolon. I remember in the previous video, we had integers as whole numbers that can be positive or negative. I'm going to put num2. The next data type I'm going to use is real, and this data type focuses on decimal numbers. Next data type is going to be char, and this data type focuses on letters, well, actually single letter, number, or symbol. And the last data type is going to be string. I'm just going to add, let's add first name, F name. So this can be multiple characters, so that's letters, numbers, and symbols. Okay, so I will just show you how the user will be allowed to input these variables. Okay, alright, so I'm going to start at line 10. So I'm going to start with an output statement. So we know that in the previous lesson, an output statement can be written with 2 keywords, right and readln. So I'm just going to use the readln. That prompts the user to enter the following data below. Alright. Let's go and put readln. Let's make it look like it's underlined. And put an readln for space. Alright. Then I'm going to prompt the user to enter specific data. So I'll say readln, and I want the data, the first one is going to be the first number. So let's say first number, colon, and I'm going to show you how to utilize the right or readln in certain situations. So I'm using the readln first for the first number, and then using the keyword here, this is where we're going to use our input statement now. So we say readln, and we specify which variable that we want the user to input. In this case, I want to start off with the num, like that. Alright, so this right here in comments is our input statement. So we're prompting the user to enter the first number here. Alright. Now I can copy these two lines of code, line 14 and 15, rather than type them out again, and put in the second number. This is where I'm going to show you with the right how it will display the cursor in your program. So I'm just going to remove the ln here, and I'm going to put 2. Repeat the same process for the other two variables. So letter and first name. So put letter here, put letter here. You're probably wondering why I put a L here. It's just to show you that when it comes to programs like Pascal or even C, they're not case sensitive. Now you're probably wondering why I put capital letter for letter. In Pascal, there's no case sensitivity. So this letter right here, this variable in line 21, is going to be representing the same variable here at line 26, at line 6. All right, let's do one more. The last one is going to be first name. First name, and then I'll just put a read key because we don't want the program to be executed and then terminate immediately. Okay, so we have our program right here. So we're going to see from line 10 a prompt, enter the following data below. Then we come down to line 14 where we enter our first data, which is the first number, followed by the second number, followed by the third data right here, that's letter, and lastly by name. All right, let's see what happens. So remember, there are two ways we could do this. We can compile the project by itself, or we can compile and run the project at the same time. So let's see if I have any errors. Okay, let's go and save this as test underscore input. Okay, I have no errors. That's good. Hold on, there's a slight error down here. Local variable first name not used. Let's look at that. I didn't change it. Let's go to check for errors, even if they're not displayed. Alright, so I'll change that from num to f name. Let's compile that again. Alright, so it's fully compiled. Alright, so let's execute. So let's look at this carefully. So as you can see at line 10, right here, we have entered the following data. First one that came up here at line 14 is first number. So I go into 1. Next line, line 17, we're asked to enter the second number. As you can see, unlike the first line right here, first number, we enter the user input below. When you use a right, the cursor basically is going to be to the right of your statement. So bear that in mind. So I'm going to enter a number, let's say 2.6. A letter, you can see difference at line 20. I have a right line, so the cursor is going to be below the statement. So I'm going to put in P and a first name. Let's put in John. And then you notice that the cursor still blinks because I had put in a read key that prevented the program from terminating. I'll just show you. Okay, so once I hit enter, see it terminates. If I comment this out, compile it, and then execute it. Look what happens. When I enter a number, when I enter a second number, when I enter a letter, when I enter a name, see what happens. It didn't stop, it just cancelled. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to display what the user had entered. So I can just show you. Alright. Okay, so this part we allow the user to enter. Next part, I'm going to use a CRT function, and this is going to be clear screen. Put that in comments. So this is your clear screen. And what this is going to do is that once the user has entered all 4 data types here, then the screen will clear, and then we're going to see what was entered being presented to us. So in order to do that, let's write our output statements. So the first one, we have readln, and we're going to put in first number, colon, and let's put a close off, single quote, and then we'll put in comma. And this is where we're going to basically put in our variable. So right here, this is going to be num, close bracket, semicolon. And then rather than type in all the rest, I'm just going to copy and paste that line about 3 more times. So now the last one is going to be name. We're going to change this to fname. Next variable was letter. Remember to change the statement to letter. And this one was the second number. Okay, and this was going to be num2. Now there's going to be a display of num2 as a standard expression. I will show you what will happen once you do not specify how many decimal places your variable should be. In this case, since num2 is decimal numbers, I need to specify how many decimal places, but I'm going to show you first and how to resolve this issue. Okay, so let's go and put in the read key, take out the comment. Alright, and let's compile and execute. Okay, so we're good. So enter the first number, so I'm going to put in 2. Second number I'm going to put as 2.6. Our letter is going to be A. First name is going to be John. Alright, and there we go. So once the user had entered, we went through the process of clearing the screen at line 22 right here, and then we outputted what we have. So as you can see at line 23, first number, and the variable num right here is displaying what it's stored in it. So we have 2. Second variable, which is num2, as you can see what I entered was 2.6, but now it's in an expression. Line 25, letter, you can see the letter here, and the same thing for first name. Now to change line 24, if we want to display this in as an actual decimal number without this expression, we need to specify how many decimal places. So let's just close this off. So the trick to this is that after the variable num2, or whatever variable name you're utilizing, you put a colon, 0, colon, and in this case I'm going to set the decimal place to 1. You can set it to 2, 3, depending on your situation. So right now I'm just going to compile and then execute. Alright, so I'm just going to put in those numbers again. So I'm going to say 2, 2.6, the letter was A, first name was John, and as you can see here for the second number, 2.6. Alright, I'll see you in lesson 3.